Hi, Belle. Thanks for your great questions. So, to start, the popcorn quality that I was talking about is really, it's when your voice loses energy and kind of sounds like this, where there's not a lot of breath support underneath it. So it sounds here, as opposed to having a bit more breath support, where you don't hear that kind of, what's another way of putting it, like gravelly tone. Now, that popcorn quality happens a lot at the ends of sentences. You can hear I'll go there when I take the energy out of my voice at the end of a phrase. So maybe if you end a word with an unstressed syllable, for instance, if you say, these eggs are runny. These eggs are runny. E. That's the kind of popcorn quality that I'm hearing. And I was hearing it for you in general, like even when you were saying the content words. So I think you wouldn't just be aware of using a little more energy in the voice when speaking. Can be helpful for the creation of certain vowel and diphthong sounds. I also want to say that your score is actually not reflective of being able to be understood. I can understand you really well. And so the idea that you are saying a bunch of things poorly or not able to say words is not true. What is true, though, is that you do have an accented quality to some of those sounds, but that is not getting in the way too much of being understood, which is great. So really, it's just about doing the work to find the more native speaker quality to the way that you're speaking, which will make you easier to understand for a larger portion of native speakers. But I wouldn't stress at all about feeling like this score is reflective of you not being able to be understood or you not being able to speak English. That's not the case at all. This is just about your accent. And so my feedback is really only about fine-tuning the accent to find even more native speaker quality for some of these sounds. So hopefully that makes sense. But I did listen through your video. I think you are making progress for sure already in certain areas. I think the vowel in bed, ten, mess continues to be a bit more towards the vowel, like cap, match, bad. That sounds great, but when we get to bed, ten, mess, I'm hearing a little bit more like mass, meh, And again, we talk a lot about space, about creating that space in the mouth. And I think if you watch, if you use a mirror and you watch how close your teeth are together, you'll see that, for instance, my jaw is constantly dropping and moving away from my upper teeth here. And that space that I'm creating is really helpful for me to create some of these sounds in a really clear native speaker quality way. Again, I can understand you. It's just a matter of that accent. So I would continue working on that as in bed vowel for sure. And also the minimal pairs there, bad, bed, flash, flesh. I think I can totally hear that there is a difference between these vowel sounds, but I think that as in bed vowel wants a little more clarity. The law, awful, cough sounded great. Agree, see, cheap sounded very good. That was better. I think we can even find a little bit more relaxation. Just a little more space between the teeth there. The minimal pairs were good. I think the word sheep, sheep, sounded a little more like ship to me. So making sure that we allow the tongue to close off more space there. Sheep. Also, bin and bean. Careful not to nasalize those vowels. We want that I vowel before the end consonant. Bin, bean. Make sure we get that vowel before that end consonant sound. The oo vowel, shoot, boost, blue. Still hearing tension in the way the lips are coming forward. Shoot, shoo, ooh. This way of rounding the lips takes a lot of practice. A lot of these notes are not quick fixes. They just will take repetition and practice, because it's like going to the gym and working out. You are changing the way the muscles of your face are moving. So definitely give yourself time to work on each of these topics, to play with how the face is moving. But for that ooh vowel, ooh, 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 we want a little bit more of that consistent, flexible lip rounding there for shoot, boost, blue. The R vowel sounded really great. Word, first, earth. That was really nice. Shape, ship, sheep. Those minimal pairs were very good. Use, music, few. Here again, just wanting to make sure that we relax the lips. I thought few was really quite good, but you can definitely continue to practice that lip rounding. From there, we had now, power, shout, down, dawn. Really nice job with this. The oi, enjoy, avoid, that was much better. It was great, actually. The N and the NG, on. Make sure that that for that N consonant, when it's at the end, that the tongue is low in the back and only lifted in the front. On. If it lifts in the back, on. I just hear a little bit more of an NG quality, or a kind of a general nasal sound, as opposed to that specific N consonant sound. So pay attention to that N consonant ending. I thought you did a nice job with the NG for sure. The voiced TH sounded very good. Your rhythm work sounded really good. When you say it's time to go, make sure that we get that final M consonant before the T there. It's time to. We want to make sure we get that M before T. It's time to go. And then overall, your sentences, I thought, were really quite good. I love the repetition, the way you were working on them. You really are. You already have made improvements from like quick fixes from that feedback. So great work. Some of these other topics that I'm talking about, where you still have some digging to do, spend some time and work with the material in the academy to improve there. But again, it is not it's not reflective of how you're understood. It is just a matter of having an accent and working. What are the ways to play with kind of finding that native speaker quality. And the other thing that we talked about is just that creating that space. And I think that is a great thing to think about, using a mirror, using a camera to record yourself, and just see how the jaw is dropping away from the teeth. If it tends to stay about here and you're not really dropping much more than this, then probably there's some tension, and that's going to be reflected in your accent. So see if you can relax that jaw a bit more. But really, kind of very cool to get a chance to hear you again already making such wonderful improvements there. So that is awesome. Great work with that, and really dig into the academy in the areas where you still have some confusion, or if it's still a struggle on certain sounds. Get into the academy and spend some time and see what kind of progress you can make over the next weeks to just drill and play and kind of explore how to make those sounds. I think definitely spending time in the stress courses, as you mentioned in your email, is a great place to start. Really thinking about where is the stress syllable and how to let that jaw float down a bit more as you create that stressed syllable. How can you create space for the vowel or diphthong that's in that stressed position? Great. So let me know if you have any other questions, but really great work. It was great to see you again.